Hello there, Dan the Weatherman here. Hey, welcome to my weather show. Looking at the weather for New Zealand for the coming week. It's going to be quiet, but it's a wet start. Things are going to change, sort of, but we're still dealing with big areas of high pressure. This is how we come in. That's the system that has been working in across much of the country. Big area of yellow, that's the main frontal boundary. There's a swirl of low pressure. Got some good thunder with that. New Zealand sitting there. But at the same time, we've got blocking high pressure. If you follow the streamline, see how it's going there, and you've got a low, that's a bit of a block. So this system doesn't move easily through. It has to slide down. So as it does, the energy goes away from the system, so it'll be spells of rain, most of it to the west of the South Island. Further north, you will get some wet weather to start off the week, but not nearly as much. This is the upper levels looking at the energy, and the blue shows the main squeeze. Think of the lip of the area of cloud, and you squeeze out the moisture from that. That's the main zone there. There's the low, and that thing there is what we call the upper ridge. And why is that important? That's blocking the weather from moving through. By the end of the week, what has changed? We've still got a ridge, blobs of blue, our upper level lows, energy there, and there's stuff from the Southern Ocean trying to come in, but all the while it's down to the heat or the warmth, not at the surface, not just at the sea, but higher up in the atmosphere. This is looking at the colours, the temperatures. New Zealand sitting here, remember that big swirl, the low pressure, that's the warm air. So if you have a big mountain of warm air, it's difficult to climb up it, and that's exactly what is the case with this low. It can't climb up it, so it has to go down there, and as it does, it weakens. See how the green moves through. But all this warmth, this heat, spreading out of the tropics, that's why we've been seeing so many highs. They've been so big, because the warmth into the highs helps build them, not just La Nina. This has been going on. You think, well, when is it going to change? When will we see more oomph from the Southern Ocean? There are hints of it, but in the meantime, it's still pretty much similar weather. So we have wet weather to start the week. As the system fades and goes away, there is a new high to come in. So for the second half of the week, stick the raincoats to the back of the cupboard. But starting off Monday, that's where the rain is, up South Island really. Spells of rain here and there. We will have had 1 to maybe as much as 300 millimetres of rain to the west of the South Island. Notice the North Island, you're still fine, you are still dry. That system then tracks its way through, going through the day on Monday. And Tuesday, some leftover showers, 1 or 2 to Gisborne on Wednesday. Then we're back to high pressure. Check this out. Converging winds, upper level trough, good significant rain there to eastern parts of Australia. That could be 1 to 300 millimetres. By next week, you see how we're getting hints of the Southern Ocean, but we've still got a lot of warmth in the atmosphere, so don't be surprised if you look at your app this week and stuff says, oh, it's going to be fine. The weather is still changing. We're favouring the highs, but eventually we'll get more of the oomph from the weather systems, meaning more typical type weather, but it will take some time. Monday. Frontal boundary there sits across the southwest of the North Island, starting off through the day, maybe to lunchtime. Showers by the end of the day getting to Auckland. East coast probably dry through the day. Down to the far south you've got some showers. Cooler weather, notice the blue line, that shows that there. Tuesday, this system's done. It's out the door. There you go. You've got wet weather to the east of the country. Cooler air coming in behind. You can see that tongue of cool stuff with the southerly. So places to the far south, Invercargill, Queenstown, Dunedin to Christchurch, you may be looking at 13 to say 16 degrees. Still getting some 20s with that, and not loads of moisture as the front tracks its way north. Already the high builds in for midweek. Wet weather to Gisborne, Hawke's Bay in the form of some showers. The high builds in, and then that's just fine weather. Cool, frosty to the far south, and by day, places to the far south, Otago, Southland, for highs, you may only be looking at 12 to 15, below where we should be for the time of year. Still getting some 20s further north, even in that flow. Thursday looks similar, doesn't it? High settling in. There we're fine with just 1 or 2 showers to say Gisborne. All looking good. A few dots of rain maybe coming into Furvo Strait, Invercargill, but looking fine. Cool to start with. Temperatures generally from about 15, further north through about to 20 or so. And look at that wet weather really takes shape there. That's across parts of northern Queensland. And getting to the end of the week, look at that. There you go, high pressure. It's a fine end to the week. We're on the cool side of the high for the first part of the week, and then with the flow around the high, we then get into the milder stuff. So next weekend probably will be fine. It'll be warmer as well. of course, as the high sets in and you start getting a nor'wester. So 20 degrees, yeah, it's probably on the cards more than likely for the far south. Dunedin, Invercargill, maybe sometimes on the weekend, maybe next Sunday, still with high pressure. But you can see how the weather maps are wanting to hint at change, but it's not coming just yet. We'll probably be close to winter before we get more typical autumnal weather. That's the rainfall for the week. Where you see that purpley colour, that's the wet weather onto the west coast. To the far south, Southland, towards parts of Otago, you might get 10, 20 millimetres. Notice the far north, Northland, Auckland, not going to get much in the rain bucket this week. A little bit more to the east coast. You look at that lump of colour, it's just jumping out. You say, wow, that's significant rain for parts of Queensland because of that convergence and the upper trough giving them rain where, of course, they don't need any more to that part of the world. That's the weather for now.